Today we're taking you through Explorer of the Seas, one of our favorite ships. We'll be taking you from top to bottom.
Let's go.
Hi, I'm Crystal.
And I'm Marshall.
And welcome back to the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. We make videos all about our cruising trips, ships, and tips. Today is a ships video because we're showing you Explorer of the Seas.
At the very top on deck 14, we're at a place called Dizzy's, also known on other ships as the Viking Lounge or Viking Crown Lounge. And this is just typical of old style royal ships where you have this beautiful overlook above the pool deck, overlooking the ocean. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is. And there's a bar up there, so they do events in the evening. And a lot of times, as you can see during the day, it's a great place to go and read, do puzzles, or just hang out.
Absolutely. And if you go a little further back from there, you're into the Crown Lounge, which is the loyalty lounge of Diamond Plus, and Pinnacle. And I think it's the best lounge in the fleet.
I love all the outdoor space that's a part of this lounge in particular. We've spent a lot of time out there.
Yeah, agreed. It's you have both, right? And inside you have all those windows. And a lot of Crown Lounges now really don't even have windows on the newer ships.
It's true. So to have outdoor space too is just amazing. In fact, we've been under here before when it's raining and you stay dry, so
yes.
It's super nice.
Yes. Now we're still on deck 14. We're just going to the other side and you'll see one of the specialty restaurants on the ship, and it's Izumi, the Japanese Asian fusion sort of specialty restaurant.
It's beautiful with beautiful views.
Yes.
This particular Izumi. And we keep saying we're going to eat there, but we still never have.
Next time.
Next time.
Now to deck 13, which is really specific to the sports area. Through the doors.
Yeah, so this at different times is a pickleball court like now, other times it's a basketball court. So it's a great place to come and get your energy out, I guess.
Yes, and if you want to be a little bit more sedate, but outside, you can see that there's a pretty large miniature golf, mini golf area. People are always playing mini golf.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Takes quite a little bit to walk through this mini golf. I know it took us quite a little while, so I'm like, wow, this is actually a nice mini golf area.
This whole area has so much to do in terms of, I mean, it's a sports area, sports court, but you name it, they have it on this ship. Explorer of the Seas is this middle-sized ship that I think has the best of both. So here's an example of pretty large sports area on a not their largest ship.
Yeah, including the flow rider.
Yes.
The surfing machine, which there were some pretty good surfers on board, as you can see on this sailing. And then, of course, there are water slides.
The perfect storm, which is that's what they call them on the ships. And this one is pretty perfect. There's like 3 or 4 slides and a nice tower to climb to get to them.
I thought there were only 2.
It looks like there's only 2.
Maybe it's just so many spirals you thought it was
2 slides, 4 spirals.
And then we're circling back around to the pickleball basketball area.
Right. Oh, and what we haven't mentioned yet, again, I think almost on every royal ship you have the rock climbing wall.
Oh, right. Yep.
All right, now to deck 12.
To the spa. It always smells so good in there.
Yes.
So here in the spa, we're just gonna follow people around, I guess.
Yeah, well, I think the first stop, in this class of ship, they have one large area for nails and hair, and sometimes you find ships that have little small areas for each of them. This is one big area for all those sort of services, and then you can come down here to like the massage rooms and the more private rooms.
Yeah, first stop out back is this relaxation room. So when you have an appointment, they take you back to this relaxation room where you can get water and you make out your paperwork while you're relaxing, and then these are the treatment rooms.
Yes. Out we go.
It's kind of a windy day this day. We were out in the middle of the Atlantic.
But sunny.
Yeah. Yeah, the sun was nice.
So I believe we turn right up here and go up the stairs. So this isn't considered deck 13, but it's kind of like an add-on that gets you on top of the spa area and is more chairs, more places to hang out in the sun.
Yeah, and you can do sun or shade here, actually, based on the direction the ship is moving and where the sun is at. A lot of chairs up here.
Yes, it's interesting because we've been in other Voyager class ships. They do the front a little different. This is just one big open area.
Yeah, it's nice. Back down to 12.
Back to the basic 12, and here you're going to see what I would call is the typical Sundeck area.
Along with the running or walking track on
Right.
this deck.
Okay, not to go back up again, but I forgot there's this kind of 12 and a half area, another, not promenade, another deck that you can kind of separate yourselves from the commotion up here.
It's a good place to watch the belly flop competition.
Yeah, it's true. Just maximizing the space.
Yeah,
A nice view.
gorgeous. Now along the track.
Yep. Hang to the back of the ship, and you can actually see the Viking Lounge, the Dizzy's area up there. Give you a good different perspective of where we were when we started. And talk about perspective, there's action on the pool deck.
Yeah, I think that was a morning exercise class.
Now, as we're getting further back in the ship, the Sundeck does wrap completely around, which is nice. And you'll see some interesting areas and how they kind of incorporate it.
First up is Johnny Rockets. It's like a burger joint and like malt shakes and stuff like that. They also do have a veggie burger.
We tend to go there once a cruise, every time it's on the ship that we're sailing.
Yeah.
Now, I find this area also really nice if you want to get into the shade, out of the sun, and just some different seating. You can read a book, just relax.
There's also ping pong there.
That's right.
Or table tennis. Yeah, I have read a book though in one of those comfy chairs there before.
Now, every ship's a little different. This one didn't have chairs or loungers here, but we've been on ships that are built like this that do have some loungers. So check it out, because the view is amazing.
Yes, I love that aft view. Call it the tail feathers of the ship. You can see how big these water slides are from this perspective too.
Newsflash, there still are two.
Thanks.
Okay.
Captain Obvious.
Okay, now coming into the aft of deck 12, this is where you're going to see the kids in the teenage area. So I think first up is
The arcade.
the arcade.
On the funky floor. This is actually one of the bigger arcades, I think, at least of some of the smaller ships we've been on. This was much larger.
Now, you'll just quickly notice, and we don't go into the kids' areas, but you'll notice that there are doors that kind of connect the arcade with the different kids' age group areas. So I thought that was kind of a unique, nice way to have that all connected into one area.
The Adventure Ocean, you mean?
Yes,
Yeah.
and there's like 3 different ages of Adventure Ocean. And there's another way into one of those age group areas.
Back outside.
Let's complete our loop around deck 12. Now, up on the Sundeck, once things get really moving in terms of later in the day, there is a bar here, so you don't have to go down a deck or anywhere else, so you can get your refreshments there. And again, you can just overlook the pool deck, which we are now on.
Deck 11. First, we'll go into the gym, though. So from the gym, you can see these stairs that actually goes up to the spa. So the gym and the spa are in the same area of the ship.
Now this is very novel, a very large indoor hot tub
Yeah.
right in the gym. And people do use it.
Especially one of those some of those colder days when we were mid-Atlantic.
Yes.
It's a sizable gym, I think. And our machines, I like it. My machine was facing the ocean, which was nice.
And they had my favorite type of treadmills. I was perfectly happy with this gym.
And they have saunas in the locker rooms.
Yeah, so in this ship, they're not co-ed, it's male and female depending on, for each locker room they have, I think, a steam room and a sauna. Out we go into the adults only Solarium. And again, early in the morning, not super crowded, but this will give you a good feel of, I think, how it's pretty spaced out. It's not like jam-packed chairs, which I really appreciated.
Yeah, there were some days, though, that by mid-afternoon, they were all full.
Yes.
There was no place to sit.
Yes.
But there are a couple of hot tubs in here
Yep.
and a pool.
And we just passed the Solarium bar. So again, they try to get your refreshments as closest to where you're sitting as possible.
You have kids' complimentary life jackets here that they can use, and also the towel station.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a call out to Royal and a couple of the cruise lines. You have lifeguards, and if there's not a lifeguard posted, the pool is closed. And I think that's just one extra level of safety that I really appreciate.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to count hot tubs, but there were hot tubs on either side of the main pool. So there were quite a few hot tubs on board.
And those orange Adirondack chairs that are over by the windows, that's kind of a nice spot too. And then they had tables and chairs here, or if you wanted to come out of the buffet and eat here, you
Yes.
could also do that, or play games or whatever.
You may have noticed as we just turned, that's where the frozen ice cream or the soft serve ice cream is. It's obviously early in the morning, breakfast time, it's not open yet. But in we go to the Windjammer.
Yeah, so this is the buffet,
And this was definitely open.
and it was definitely busy at breakfast time. Another bar
A happy
with
bartender.
friendly staff.
Yes. And we'll just do a little bit of a display of the food so you can get a sense. And even though it was pretty busy, the way they lay out their stations,
Yeah,
you're really never waiting in line.
it's true. They have multiple stations with the same food, and then they'll have like a station for omelets or fried eggs or whatever thing they're offering that day.
Now we're heading towards the back, and the thing I love about these type of ships, Voyager class, Freedom class, is the expansive windows on either side, but also looking out back.
You can see there's quite an assortment of breakfast items. They had sweet, they had savory, and everything in between.
Made to order omelets in the back. Here's a good view of the windows.
And you can see on this particular sailing, breakfast was quite busy. I mostly did room service, and then I ate my own food that I had brought. That was prepackaged for my dietary needs.
Now we'll go out back on the pool deck so we can finish our loop around deck 11.
Now this part of the pool deck is for everyone. It's not in the Solarium adults only area. So this is where everyone can go. More tables and chairs, more lounge chairs.
Yeah, and of note, whether you smoke or not, on these style ships, the side we're on right now is the smoking side on the pool deck. So just be aware of that one side will have some smoke, the other side is smoke-free.
But I also like how they have a cover on the hot tub. Did you notice that?
Oh yeah, I did notice that, yeah.
Back into the Solarium now.
Some happy hot tubbers. Early morning happy hot tubbers. We really had good weather.
Yeah, we did. I don't think we had a single raindrop, except one day for just a few minutes.
Okay. Now, as you go to the front of the Salarium, there's this special area that not everyone knows about. There's really not a place to sit, but what's interesting is you go forward through those doors, you'll get to what they call is the peekaboo deck. And with the peekaboo deck or peekaboo bridge, it allows you to actually look in over the captain or whoever's on the bridge and see what they're doing. And that's what we're coming upon here. I don't know if you can read the signs, but they don't allow you to take video, which is why I stayed back a little bit. But if you're not videoing, you can just look in those windows and really see all the controls. It's really cool. Okay, deck 9, actually 9 all the way down through 6, just a small area by the back elevators, and this is the suite lounge, the Concierge Lounge, which we didn't have a suite, so you're just getting a sneak peek from the outside.
Yeah, and the rest of these decks is all private rooms, everybody's staterooms.
Yes.
So on deck 8, you have sort of this computer room / library thing.
And then go down another deck, and actually it's connected. As you could see, you're in the official library, which I thought was small, but really well done.
I contributed a book here.
Explorer thanks you.
Yeah, you know. I didn't want the added weight in my suitcase.
I know.
Deck 6 has a little bit more public space. We have Next Cruise, where you can go to book your next cruise on Royal or Celebrity, actually.
Yeah, they now are selling both. And as you can see, we're pretty much, next deck is deck 5, which is the Royal Promenade, the full public area. And we'll go to the front first, which is the Star Lounge.
Yeah, this was a nice place. They had comfortable seating. It's obviously smaller than the theater, but they did also hold events here, both in the day and in the evening.
Yes.
So quite lovely.
And a variety, game shows, but also they had variety music, and as you can see right here, the singers did a set one time with the orchestra.
Yeah, they do a good job.
And then before we actually get to the larger Royal Promenade, towards the left as we go through here is the Connoisseur
Lounge.
The Connoisseur Lounge.
Used to be their cigar room, but now it's just a super quiet place with super comfortable seating.
I call it the quiet library. It doesn't have books, but it's a quiet area.
Yeah, it's not open to the rest of the ship, so it's very quiet in there. The Concierge Lounge. Now to the Royal Promenade.
Yeah, I mean, it is a really special area because it's unique to royal ships and only a certain couple classes of ship to have this Main Street feel.
So you have Cafe Promenade, which is open, it's not 24/7, but close to
Early
it.
and late night.
Very early and very late. They have coffee and tea, that's all complimentary unless you want specialty coffee, which is then like the Starbucks Frappuccinos and Americanos or whatever, that's an upcharge unless you have a beverage package, or if you're diamond or above, you get free drinks. They also have sodas and
Yeah, and they do have ice
Powerades.
cream for purchase there. And you've seen it's a mixture of stores. We've gone past some stores. They're closed because, again, it's in the morning. And bars and food places. It's really a nice mix. And this is their English pub, where they have live music usually almost every evening, whether it's a guitar player or something. Those steps lead to the casino. If you can't wait and don't want to take an elevator, you can just exit stage left to the casino, and here's some more stores.
yeah, this is the logo shop, which we actually did pick up a couple of sweatshirts because it was a little chilly.
We logoed up.
We logoed up. They always do like a car or motorcycle or something in the Royal Prom.
There's the fashion district and some other shops. It's where you can get some of your, I think Port Merchants is your alcohol, cigarettes, duty free.
Yep. And then we have guest services and shore excursions here on the left.
Well staffed. And then another bar on the right. I think this is the R bar.
Yes, the R bar.
And this place has some nice seating, unique seating around the windows back over there. So you can find your own quiet spots even on the Royal Prom.
Yeah, a lot of velvet in there.
Yes.
It's a pretty ship.
Special ship for us. We really do love Explorer.
Special because when we were on this ship last year, we got married.
That's very true and very special.
Now into the dining room. This is the top deck of the dining room. This is 3 decks, so you'll see it on 5, 4, and 3.
Now, what's interesting here to maximize space, look at all the games they have there. So, you know, when you're not serving dinner, they allow you to grab some games, and there's some folks playing over there with a great view and a quiet area.
I think that was only on this transatlantic.
It could be, yeah, it could be.
I've never seen it before.
Well, we'll have to go back on Explorer. Now, talk about special. We're coming into this mosaic, which is just amazing. And as we turn over there, this is our table. And we've been on Explorer 4 times. We've always sat in this area overlooking the other floors.
It's gorgeous, gorgeous place. And to take pictures here on this stairway, it's just really, really pretty.
Now, deck 4. Before we go through the public areas, we'll go to the outside and just give you a little snapshot of the really nice promenade around the entire deck 4.
This is a great place to go in the evening to take pictures of you in front of the sunset or something like that. And there's a lot of picture takers out there. And then we can get up to the helipad sometime.
Yeah, they were painting or varnishing, so we couldn't show you that time, but most always it's open for you to get to the very front of the ship. Goes all the way around back to your tail feathers.
Yeah. It's such a nice walk in the evening out here.
Yes. Okay, now we're back in the front and we are going through deck 4, and there's another specialty restaurant dear to our hearts, which is Giovanni's.
Giovanni's Table. This is an Italian restaurant. It is an upcharge, but well worth it if you have, especially if you have a special occasion. On this trip, we had my birthday, so we did eat in there.
Yes. Now the schooner bar, I had to say I'm warming up to this schooner bar. I always thought it was kind of small and part of a hallway, but it did have a nice atmosphere this time, so I'm just getting used to it, and it was really nice.
Yeah, and the pianist and singer they had every night, he was really good.
Yes.
He took requests, and everybody seemed to love him.
Yes. And this goes into the casino, which we're beginning to play more for the first time in the past year. Maybe that's why I'm warming up to the schooner bar, because we're there more. But I thought this casino was actually very well spaced out, and you didn't feel like you were really on top of everyone.
They have a smoking side and a non-smoking side. I mean, you can sort of smell the difference, but I do wish they had a separate room for the non-smoking casino. That's what some of the newer ships have done. But it's still a nice casino with a lot of options for play. Here we have the tavern. Looks very dark and moody in there.
As a tavern should be. And on the other side is kind of the art gallery area with a very friendly person.
Hey. Cute.
And now going further back, we'll hit a quick view of that middle level of the dining room. It's just a really large dining room. Okay, deck 3 is kind of the tale of two parts of a deck. The first front part is really just to get to the theater. And you can see the theater's just gigantic.
The stage is small for the actors. Like, we did a backstage tour and you could see it's a little small, but they do so much in that small space. Yes. Singers, dancers, they put on great shows.
Now, heading down the elevators in the back of the ship, you get to this area and you'll see Studio B, which is primarily their ice rink.
Yes, which again, amazing what they can do on this smaller size rink. It's just, it was a phenomenal show.
Yes. Now, you'll also have some game shows and other things because they'll put a floor down, but it is the ice skating area.
And they also do like open skate times during the days, so that's nice too.
Yes.
And then there's the photo gallery here where you can purchase and view your photos that they've taken around the ship for you. Last but not least, our last look at the dining room. This is the deck 3 portion of the dining room.
And as we go in there, I'll just say there is a conference center in deck 2, but it's usually closed, so we're going to end it here. And it's, as we've mentioned before, it's spectacular.
Yeah, look at that view right there of 3, 4, and 5.
Yes.
And then the very center. Pretty. If you're thinking of going on Explorer of the Seas, we highly recommend it. We love this ship. It's a great, perfect mid-sized ship. The staff are amazing. The decor is beautiful. Has a lot of options for kids, for adults, for really everyone.
Yeah, we've loved it so much that it's our first ship that we've ever spent more than a month on.
So we hope this was helpful. Let us know if you have any questions.
Take care.